Welcome to BizTech's Enterprise Technology Show, the show where we feature tech companies operating across Asia, talking about their businesses and solutions and how they make a difference to their customers. Now, today our conversation is with Vincent Tang, Regional Vice President Asia at Epicor. Now, Epicor was founded in 1972 and is headquartered in Austin, Texas. It's a global leader delivering enterprise software solutions to the manufacturing, distribution, retail, hospitality, and service industries. Now, to tell us more, welcome to the show, Vincent.
Hi, good afternoon.
Vincent, for a start, give us an overview of Epicor's background and its history.
Yeah, Epicor was founded in 1972 and is the fifth largest ERP vendor in the world, serving over 20,000 customers in over 150 countries. Our target market is a really mid-sized company, whereby they have the following challenges, including small IT team, limited ERP budget, short project implementation, and yet they need flexibility.
You're responsible for Asia. Tell us what your Asia footprint looks like and what are the key sectors and markets you are strongly represented in?
Yeah, I joined Epicor in 1999, so it's my 23rd year with Epicor.
That's
so
very unusual in the technology space.
Yes, I like Epicor. When I joined Epicor in 1999, we are actually $150 million US, and today we are close to $1 billion US. I remember at that time we have only 4 offices in APAC, 1 in Sydney, another 3 in Asia, including Hong Kong, Singapore, and Taiwan. And throughout these 23 years, we have been growing very fast, and we extend our footprint from Singapore to Hong Kong, then Taiwan, then China, South Korea, and then we further expand ourselves into Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and recently we actually opened our legal office in Vietnam as well. So today we are 11 offices in Asia and 4 offices in ANZ.
Okay, you said you're the 5th largest ERP vendor in the world. How large is the ERP market in APAC today?
Yeah, if we exclude Japan, we are talking about 10 billion US dollar market in APAC. And the growth rate between 2020 to 2030, we are talking about around 13%.
For Epicor itself, which are the key target industries that you focus on in APAC?
Yeah, in APAC, our main focus is manufacturing industry. Especially the discrete manufacturing industry. If we talk about manufacturing industry, we're talking about make to stock, make to order, and Epicor is very strong in make to order, config to order, and engine to order. And the industry we are serving, including metal fabrication, industrial machinery, medical device, automotive parts, and high-tech electronics.
And this is a very crowded space, Vincent. And you've just mapped out a growth, a great growth rate from 150 million to $1 billion plus company. How have you been able to compete in Asia against the likes of Microsoft and Oracle and SAP and many local vendors in different markets?
Yeah, it's very strong competition, I would say. In the top, they have the number 1, number 2, the ERP vendor you mentioned. I think the reason why customers like Epicor is because we are very focused on mid-market, and we truly understand the challenge. And on the top of that, unlike other ERP vendor, they will be trying to do so many things: retail, manufacturing, distribution, government, tackle, etc. But Epicor in Asia, say for example, over 90% of our target market is manufacturing, right? And we have successfully built up so many customer reference and customer, share the good story about our customer and where we can grow our business. And on the top of that, we are not just doing our business direct, but we also have a channel model, especially in the channel country like Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Taiwan. And we leverage the local expertise of our channel partner to grow the business together with Epicor.
In the last 2 years, a lot of companies have been hit by COVID, particularly in the manufacturing space. They've also been forced to undergo digital transformation. Could you give us some insights into how this has impacted you as Epicor?
Yeah, actually, to be very open, it doesn't really hurt our business growth in my region and also other region under Epicor. We continue to grow very fast. Last year, without telling you the exact figure, in fact, we have a double digit growth. And the reason why Epicor managed to grow our business in a challenging COVID environment is because Epicor not only offer the traditional on-prem solution, but we also offer a cloud solution so that the customer business will not be impacted and they could access the ERP system remotely. And on the top of that, in terms of solution offer, there are so many ERP vendors, they have ERP solution, but they don't have MES solution. And on the other hand, there are many MES solution provider, but they don't have ERP solution. So Epicor is very focused on manufacturing industry, and we are offering an integrated ERP and MES solution. And that is a very important requirement for digital transformation.
So give us an example, Vincent, of specifically how you've helped some companies in the region transform themselves and how customers are using your product.
Yeah, I can give you one example, which I remember very clearly. A customer in China called Porsche Machinery. And they have actually gone through 2 times computerization. First time, they use a local ERP software, but that was not very successful. And then they move on to another international ERP software for a few years. But again, because they are growing very fast, and at the end, they redo the ERP evaluation. And finally, we are being shortlisted down to the last 2 with the #1 ERP vendor in the world and Epicor. And the reason why they chose Epicor is because they found Epicor in terms of the total cost of ownership is a much more attractive. And one benefit the CEO has shared with me after they have been using Epicor for 4 years is their business has grown 4 times. And when I asked him, do you increase a big number of workers while you're growing your business? And surprisingly, the answer from him is they still have 600 workers in the factory. So that means there's no increase in number of workers, but the business managed to grow 4 times in 4 years' time.
That's a very good endorsement. So one of the advantages of Epicor, which I've done according to my research, is the fact that you're a very cost-effective solution relative to some of your competitors in the mid-market space. What about time to implement?
Yeah, this is exactly where Epicor is very focused. As I mentioned earlier, the challenge for the mid-market, one of these is they need a fast implementation. They can't wait for a year or 2 years before they can go live the ERP system. And typically in Epicor, we can implement and go live our ERP system in about 6 months' time, which is a very reasonable and fast implementation, especially when the mid-market company, they need to react very fast to the market.
So how do you achieve that, Vincent? Is it because of the use of predefined templates that speed up the process? Because you're so focused on manufacturing, so focused on a few key areas, you probably have mapped out all the variances as templates. Is that the reason?
Yeah, exactly. This is one of the reasons, because as I mentioned earlier, there's a market that Epicor serves, and we try not to do everything. If we try to do everything, we can be successful, right? So we very focus on our target industry, and then we build our template. And with this best practice template, and then the implementation can go very fast. And of course, the other reason for that is because Epicor ERP is a very highly configurable, which means the customer doesn't need to do a lot of customization. The more customization the customer need to do means the higher cost on the implementation service, and at the same time, longer implementation timeline. And this is why Epicor can implement our solution in a so short period of time, because this is the second reason. And the third reason is we have a very clear implementation methodology that all consultants in the world, even including our channel partner, they are using the same implementation methodology to ensure the implementation will be done on time and on budget.
So Vincent, one of the challenges with the ERP space is, of course, as you pointed out, is time to implement.
Yeah.
Implementation time is critical. I mean, it's across all sectors, but particularly in the mid-market, which, as you said, wants fast implementation, they can't wait. The other reason is also they are price sensitive as well.
Yeah.
But one of the constraints to growth and also implementation is people.
Yep.
How have you addressed the people issue in the Asia Pacific region in terms of consultants who are properly trained on Epicor solutions? Because obviously consultants themselves look at their careers and say, hey, I can be an SAP consultant, I can earn more money. How do you compete? How for talent?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there are a few things Epicor have been doing throughout our business, and we have an Epicor University worldwide to provide the training and the certification for all our consultants, as well as consultants from our channel partner all over the world. And on the other hand, we also donate our software to the local university as a course for the student to learn to learn the industry engineering faculty, say for example, by using Epicor ERP system. And we have donated our software to a university in China, and we have also done that to South Korea in Busan University. And we also donate our software to one of the university in Vietnam as well. Yeah.
Now, I want to move ahead to the future.
Yep.
And talk about Epicor's acquisition of Grow. So that's a code-free business intelligence platform. How is that going to impact your business, and what was the reason for buying the Grow?
Yeah, the acquisition complements and strengthens the Epicor portfolio on analytical capabilities. In today's world, there's so much data, within the organization, and what BI tools could be able to turn the data into a meaningful information, so that the decision maker can make a fast decision and a right decision and react fast, to the market.
Now, you've been in this business, as you said, you've been in the company for 23 years.
Yeah.
And you've eating and breathing the ERP for the last 23 years. So you have major insights, obviously, of key trends. What are the major trends that you see in the ERP space in 2023 and beyond?
Yeah, I remember, a long time ago, people, when they are using ERP, is a really basic function, right? Their focus is more on the MRP, material requirement planning. But as time go by, the requirement get bigger and bigger, and whereby we heard about MRP2, and then after many years, people talking about lean manufacturing. And starting in 2015, I start to hear the Industry 4.0 from Germany. In China, people talking about manufacturing 2025, and in US, people talking about smart manufacturing. So the idea is a really revolution, I would say, a 10-year journey in the manufacturing industry. So ERP no longer, being everything, but play a very important part in this digital transformation as a core ERP in the heart of the operation, but being supported by additional solutions such as MES, Manufacturing Execution System, PLM, Product Lifecycle Management, Big Data, the BI tools, AI, IoT, machine integration, etc. And this is exactly what Epicor have been doing. Today, we are offering not just ERP, but really integrated, very comprehensive smart manufacturing solution.
Vincent, what are your future plans and top priorities for 2022 for Epicor in the region?
Yeah, definitely achieve my business goal.
Which is? How many percent growth?
Which another double-digit growth, yeah.
Okay.
And geographically, I would say we will continue to develop more business in Vietnam because I do see a trend. China no longer the lower manufacturing cost country, and I see a lot of our customers actually moving their plant from China to Vietnam, not just China, but also Taiwan, South Korea, Hong Kong, etc. And I see a big business growth in Vietnam. So definitely this is something we'll continue to focus. The cloud ERP become more and more popular nowadays. The acceptance is much higher in certain countries, and we will continue to promote, but we won't force our customer to go for cloud, but we are offer the freedom of choice. Because the beauty of Epicor is we are running one single ERP solution, but that can support both on-prem as well as SaaS. So the customer can choose between based on their requirement and or their preference. And on the top of that, definitely the channel business development is critical because Epicor can't do everything by ourselves, but we could leverage our local partner to grow the business together. And one of the good things about the local partner is they truly understand the local requirement, the legal requirement in any particular country. And with their relationship and network working together, I'm sure we can grow our business further.
Vincent, one key challenge that's facing all businesses right now, and this is a very pertinent thing, is combination of factors. It's geopolitical risks, there's uncertainty around supply chain issues, commodity price increases, and also a risk of stagflation. How are you managing all of this complexity in terms of your timeline, and how do you think it may impact your business?
Yeah, this is very important because in Asia, as I mentioned earlier, we are running 11 offices in Asia alone, and every country have their different local requirement and local practice, such as the legal requirement. Say, for example, in China, they have a preset report format that the China government need the system to be able to produce before the solution can be accepted by the local customer in China. Similarly, in Thailand, the requirement will be different, and requirement in Thailand will be different from Indonesia and Vietnam as well. So what Epicor have done is we have developed a so-called CSF, country specific functionality, right? That the local country will require, and we have a program for our R&D team to work with the local partner to co-develop the solution, because the requirement could change from time to time based on the local government regulation change. And this is important to keep this up to date so that the customer can enjoy the newer functionality that they need to ensure the operation can run smoothly.
Now, Vincent, it's been a fascinating conversation, and I learned a lot about Epicor and the ERP space. But before we leave, any final thoughts you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I start to see manufacturing industry in Asia is now going through the second generation, and some of them actually gone through the third generation, and their acceptance on ERP or smart manufacturing solution, become higher and higher. And with 23 years with Epicor, I'm going, to continue my journey in Epicor before I retire. And I hopefully we can continue to grow our business and help more SME, especially the mid-market company, to be able to improve their productivity, efficiency, visibility, so that they could be more competitive when they compete with their competition all over the world.
Vincent, thank you very much for taking your time to be on the show.
Thank you, Brian.
Now, I'm Brian Fernandez, and I've been speaking to Vincent Tang, Regional Vice President Asia at Epicor, on BizTech's Enterprise Technology Show. This video and podcast will be on our website, www.biztech.asia, as well as our social media platforms. Please like and subscribe to our various platforms. Thanks again for tuning in.